Ooh, a rectangle.
What it is, ho? What's up? Can a nigga get in?
What's up, my Nimrods, and welcome back to another episode of the series that I love so dearly, and that's talking about cardboard cards that were good for a period of time that in general aren't very good pieces of cardboard. Or for the simpler men, this series is called This Yu-Gi-Oh card was good. In this series, I like to take a trip back in the time machine and look at cards that in a vacuum aren't very good, but somehow saw competitive play in a certain period of time and were actually pretty good. Today's rectangle in the spotlight is Elephant Statue of Disaster, a level 3 rock monster effect released way back in the day. I'm not quite sure the set. Give me a minute. Released in Dark Revelation 2 as a common, this card actually really helped out a format that was desperately in need of it. Elephant Statue of Disaster is an Earth level 3 rock monster with the effect of when this card is sent from your hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. 2,000 damage to your opponent, that's 1/4 of their life. That is a pretty hefty amount, but the condition tied to this card is absolutely fucking terrible. Being sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect. This is back at a time when I think we had Confiscation as well as Trap Dust Shoot around, but still those cards you were able to select a card from your hand, and if you fucking pick Elephant Statue of Disaster by your own means, you might be stupid. So that's not really where this card actually ended up being good. This card ended up being really, really good as a side deck choice in last turn format. I'm not really sure the exact time period when this was a thing, but last turn OTK was a really real problem. And for people unfamiliar with what last turn does, it's a really old card that's been banned forever. You might not. Give me a sec and I will read that all for you. Last turn is a normal trap card with the effect of this card can only be activated during your opponent's turn when your life points are 1,000 or less. Select one monster on your side of the field and send all other cards on the field and in their respective owner's hands to the graveyard. After that, your opponent selects and special summons one monster from their deck in face-up attack position and attacks your selected monster. Any battle damage is treated as 0. The player whose monster remains alone on the field at the end of the phase of the turn wins the duel. Any other case is a draw. To make things real simple for you, this card was really broken in the fact that your opponent would summon a Jowgen the Spiritualist, they would activate last turn, you wouldn't get to special summon a monster and attack, they would win the game. And in tandem with that, the player would play a whole bunch of cards and effects that would reduce their life points down to 1,000 rather quickly, so they're able to get this off pretty consistently. It was a really dumb, ignorant way to win the game, and it actually stuck around enough for this card to get forbidden. You could probably already tell after me reading this exactly why Elephant Statue is really, really good, but Elephant Statue ended up being broken for the fact where if it was discarded by your opponent's card effect, you burn them for 2,000, which that 2,000, when your opponent's at 1,000, pretty sure my math equals that's game. So your opponent would try to be cheeky, they'd summon their Jowgen, they'd flip last turn, thinking they won the game there, but you just discard your Elephant Statue and then they go to 0 life points. Actually, it's like negative 1,000 or something like that, but who's counting? Elephant Statue of Disaster was a much needed side deck card back then, especially since we didn't have cards like hand traps, like Effect Veiler, like a card like Ash Blossom that could stop last turn anyways. We didn't really have those things to us, so we really needed to resort to actually using an awful card in the form of Elephant Statue of Disaster to strictly counter this disgusting OTK. As thematic, fun, and cool last turn could be if it was actually a fair card, we can't just have nice things in Yu-Gi-Oh! And we have to have things like this Jowgen the Spiritualist OTK, which then leads to last turn getting forbidden. It's a shame because the card is actually pretty fun and interesting, if only people didn't find a way to make it absurdly broken. But bless the Elephant Statue of Disaster for coming in clutch that format to be able to save games and make people rather salty when they thought they had the game. I know this episode was rather simplistic, but I just think looking at these interesting cards is pretty cool. If you can draw those things for yourself, good for you. But hey, I'm just here to share info and knowledge with you guys that maybe you didn't know about the game's history.
That's all, folks.
If you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video, how much you enjoyed the video. Pack winner, that's you. Shoot me a PM. If you don't live in the US, do not shoot me a PM. I can't ship a pack overseas. It's not cost efficient. If you're looking to watch my subpar content when it's uploaded, be sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button when you do subscribe. If you unsubscribed, I will be genuinely upset. Don't hit the bell because I don't think the bell exists if you're not subscribed to my channel anyways. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Nim signing out.